I tried it. Oh, dear God, no.
Same thing, different household. Yup. No thanks. That deserves
I,
to be on this list. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? You're back again for another episode of Soaring and Scratching, where we explore strange new worlds. Seek out. You know that story. Anyway, the story is this. My name's Evil Chicken. And right over there is my friend, Dave.
I am the Eagle fan. Welcome back. Or, if it's your first time, welcome. We appreciate any and all who show up.
All are welcome. So I'm
I've
very
up.
curious. You go ahead.
You go, sir.
What you have for me tonight?
Oh. Okay. What I have for him tonight is a very good question. I don't remember. Actually, it is. We are going to watch another top 10 tonight and dissect it. We believe that we are old, but that we are also essentially gamers. Is that not correct?
Oh, yes. Yes, this is correct. This is correct. Not just OG gamers, but yeah, we still have our fingers in the pot, so to speak.
We are going to do top 10 video games that you either love or hate.
I can't
I
wait to see this one.
I know we will have opinions on this.
It could happen.
So,
Yes,
are you ready?
I am more than ready. Please,
Okay.
let us engage.
Let's kick this off.
God damn. That's some.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 video games you either love or hate.
I think they're gone. What the hell? Didn't mean to grab you so hard.
And let's just drive until we find somewhere for us.
For this
I
list,
love that
we'll be
one.
looking at those games that tend to have no middle ground. They are either adored or detested. What's a popular game you hate? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Souls series. Starting with Demon's Souls, From Software modified the modern action RPG genre into one defined by fair brutality. Set in twisted worlds with deep but unobtrusive lore, the Dark Souls games are unflinchingly difficult, as the road to victory is laced with death, grotesque monstrosities, and environmental dangers.
That is an environmental danger.
Yeah. Just a
Epic
bit.
boss fights, intricate world designs, and steep learning curves are central to Dark Souls, and someone's either going to love or be utterly frustrated by the game's challenging nature. If Dark Souls doesn't click with a person, play sessions can become torturous, repetitive, and boring.
Well,
Number 9.
I've got to say, my daughter played them. I tried it. Oh, dear God, no.
same thing, different household. Yup. No thanks. That deserves to be on this list.
Yeah, I
I
have
hate it.
absolutely no desire to play any versions of that game
And it's a
again.
shame because it looks beautiful. And if you know the keys to the kingdom on how to control it, I'm sure it's a great experience. But
Yeah, it's just not cutting it for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay, so
definitely
far,
good for
yes.
this list.
Yes. What else we
Bioshock
got?
Infinite. While highly rated at the time of its release, Bioshock Infinite's reputation has grown more contentious over the years. Taking place within the gorgeous and fascinating floating city of Columbia, Irrational Games' shooter hinges on the strengths of its two leads, Booker and Elizabeth, as it tells an emotional story about regret with elements of social commentary.
No, it's me, Elizabeth. You all right?
Along with being quite linear, Infinite's gunplay simplifies or shoehorns in many of the systems found in the previous games in the series, making the combat quite polarizing. Bioshock Infinite had plenty of things going for it, but the game is not quite universally loved. Number 8.
What's not the
Gone
love?
Okay, see, I don't know on this one. I actually have this on Steam, I believe. I
Gotcha.
haven't played it yet.
I
I
love it.
played the first one, and I like the first one.
I like the whole Bioshock series, 1, 2, and 3. I it's just good stuff. Yes, it's a shooter. I like shooters. This I like the idea that it put in social commentary. I like the idea that it's I thought it was neat. I don't want to give anything away. I love this one. Yes.
Okay. I will have to play it, and I will let you know.
That's cool. That's cool. What else we got?
Okay.
Home.
I don't know this one.
Oh, Gone Home? Oh, hated this.
Walking simulators are an
is that a
acquired
condom?
taste, and the genre's rise in popularity during the 2010s can be at least
kind of game
partially
is this,
credited
Dave?
to Gone Home. 2013's game follows Katie as she explores her family home to try and learn what happened to her sister. Gone Home has very little in the way of traditional gameplay or even plot momentum, opting to focus almost exclusively on exploration and atmosphere. If the drama resonates with the player, Gone Home can be an unforgettable experience. If it doesn't, the game can feel like a waste of time.
And let's just drive.
Okay. Before we get to the end of that one and into the next one,
Sure.
I got this as one of those Steam bundles, cheap at some point in time. I remember trying it and then
Right.
trying it again. It's just, it doesn't resonate with me. It's literally you're walking around the house exploring things,
Right.
and supposedly it all tells a story, but it wasn't anything that was interesting enough to keep me enthralled enough to let me go see what else, because it's an intriguing idea,
Right. Yeah.
because you're kind of telling the story yourself in your mind as you're discovering each individual item and thing,
Exactly.
but there's no you don't know what to there's no there's no objective that is obvious, and
Okay.
you're not coming into this like let's say you were actually coming home yourself. You already
Right.
have your entire history. You already know the entire history. You know the house. You know everything that's there. This is like you're going into a brand new place without having any of those memories and trying to explore a place that as if you now don't even know your own home, because I don't know, oh, that's that's my sister's bedroom. That's my bedroom. That's I you're just blindly walking into places to try to find out what is this, that it just doesn't connect to me.
Okay. It kind of has now I've never played it, but to me it sounds like it has a bit of a What Remains of Edith Finch vibe, and I loved that particular game. But that had an explanation for why you were returning, but there was a reason why you left. It wasn't like, oh look, I'm back home now. I'm gonna have to rediscover every room in the house. It was you were a kid, and I don't know. Maybe it's you ever play What Remains of Edith Finch?
Actually, I haven't.
I really dug it. That's the kind of game I kind of like these days. That Detroit Being Human. I like these story-driven
Okay.
kind of things where I don't have to mash all sorts of buttons like in Dark Souls. Not that I'm bitter.
I just realized, I mean, I'm seeming kind of bitter so far. We've seen 2 games, and I've disliked them both. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. There was a third.
Oh,
I
that's
forgot.
right. Yeah.
I forgot Bioshock was in there.
Yes.
Okay, let's get back and see what the
Yes.
next one ends up being.
Yeah. What we got?
Drive until we find somewhere. For us.
Number 7, The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. There is no such thing as a terrible main Legend of Zelda game, but some are more polarizing than others. Released for the Wii, Skyward Sword uses motion controls, which can oscillate from being awesomely immersive to infuriatingly finicky. The game forgoes an explorative and expansive overworld in favor of a heavier focus on dungeons, a change that will either be a blessing or a curse depending on what someone is looking for in their Zelda. Recycled areas and bosses, a divisive art style, and an intrusive companion are just a few other things that make Skyward Sword a love it or hate it type of game.
Okay. I know absolutely nothing about Zelda.
Yeah, much like the Kardashians, I have never seen an episode or played any Legends of Zelda games. Sorry, I know
Okay.
there's a huge I know that members of my family are huge into it. I just never have. I know I'm probably missing out on a great fantasy series, but one of these days, who knows? Maybe I'll fire it up and see what all the magic is about. But
I
I've
know
never
there are
played a
people
Zelda
that
game.
really like this game. I don't know
Oh,
about
yeah.
this specific version
you
of the
mean
game,
for Zelda? Oh yeah,
but
man.
Zelda in general. Yeah.
Yeah, it's mainline. It's big stuff. It's the big time.
So wow, I am seeming like an old guy watching this so
Yeah,
far.
well, you and me both. I mean, dude, we've never played Zelda. Neither of us. Oof.
Apparently not.
Wow.
Let's,
Okay.
let's see what's next.
Yeah. Exploding cactus. Oh,
Number 6, Call of Duty franchise. Depending on who you ask, Call of Duty is either the only franchise in gaming that matters, or the worst thing to ever happen to the industry. Activision's yearly release schedule and ever-evolving multiplayer modes mean the first-person shooter license has not left the public discourse for over a decade, and that type of exposure is exhausting. The franchise has been especially polarizing since the release of 2013's Ghosts, with each new entry typically being among the most played and criticized of their respective years. Call of Duty isn't going anywhere, and neither is the heated discourse that it spawns.
Okay. Now, I have both a love it and hate it relationship with this.
I can dig this. Go ahead.
I got into Call of Duty early, before it was this multiplayer stuff, when it was World War II based. The first 3, I believe, were all World War II games, and it was just fledgling starting some of the multiplayer,
Sure.
but I
right up
liked
your alley too.
the single player. Once it started to get to the Modern Warfare, I would get one once in a while. I would play it, like the Modern Warfare, and
Right.
Modern Warfare 2, I believe. I got those and would play them with my daughters when they were younger. We would sit out there and play split screen
Sure.
and have a blast. Um, it's not my normal thing to go online and play, and some of the storylines were hit or miss if you did the single player.
Okay.
It just got to be where it just seems like it's repetitive.
Okay.
Get year after year after year.
This year's model, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I can't play it. It gives me motion sickness, to be honest.
Okay.
And I mean, you and I go way back when it comes to shooters. But I cannot play it. I get motion sickness. That's a thing. But I don't know. So I'd like to play it, but it makes me sick.
The last times I've played it, I got my butt kicked by my oldest daughter.
You know what? I can dig.
That's a passing of the baton.
Yes.
Where early on it was, okay, everybody team up against Dad.
Yes. Yeah, it happens. It happened here a long time ago.
The problem is, they started getting better, but they would still team up against me.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Oh, now I'm screwed.
Oh, hey, Dad, you want to play some Smash Brothers? Sure. Oh, no. Just no.
Hey, Dad, do you want to be our target dummy?
Oh my gosh. And the scary thing is, I mean, little Pikachu, he's there, he's got a gun in his feet, and he's smiling. He's like, I'm like, what the? Nope. They routinely mop the floor with me. So
the trappings of aging.
Might be. What else is on this list? This is pretty good so far.
Number 5, Five Nights at Freddy's franchise.
Now, that wouldn't be so bad if the games themselves weren't filled with cross beams, wires, and animatronic devices, especially around the facial area.
Debuting in 2014, Five Nights at Freddy's delivered a simple but enjoyable horror experience packed to the brim with tension. Less than a year following the original game's release, Five Nights at Freddy's 4 had already hit the scene. From YouTube compilation videos to Twitch streams and merchandising, Five Nights at Freddy's was inescapable for a long time.
They used to be allowed to walk around during the day, too.
Don't like it.
It was huge at this household. I have not played it. However, I've watched it being played, and it will, I will fill my underwear and then I have to get a shower. I think the first entries, the 1, 2, and 3, I think that they were probably the most gusto. But I don't know. I've never played them.
Now, I've got to give the creators credit because they came up with something that took off. More power to them.
Oh,
but
I agree.
It's just not my thing.
That's
just
fair.
waiting for the jump scare.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, because that's what it is. I mean, there's I don't know, man. I don't know. It looks like something. I do have a thing for horror games too, but I don't know. It became this juggernaut, like the guy said in this video. I mean, this
yeah, very quickly
merchandising and advertising juggernaut. And again, I agree with you. I mean, it's something that I certainly don't blame the creator for. I think that, God bless him, he found lightning in a bottle, and it was a good product. I mean,
yeah.
But so
just clicking back and forth from screens just never.
I got you.
Really did it for me.
That's fair. Like I said, I watch it being played. I never really played it, so to speak.
If it was you moving around and trying to do things in there, even with the
Yeah,
same idea of the the jump scare type stuff. At least then I'd feel like, okay, I'm doing something and maybe trying to
right.
do some sort of strategy while I'm trying to avoid these killer animatronics.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a simple premise. I think it's an effective one, but again, I haven't played them, so I really can't say. Uh,
I
so there.
tried it when my daughter was loving it, and I
Gotcha.
got like the first one real cheap, and I started. I'm like, no,
I
I
hear
just
you.
got, I just have to click these buttons. Oh, but then you have to make sure you have battery power. I'm like, what? They don't have electricity?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What's next on that list?
Okay.
But then there was the Bite of '87.
While each entry brought something new to the table, the series largely stuck to its jump scares formula, a horror tool that tends to be divisive regardless of whether it appears in a game or a movie.
Hi.
Number 4. Death Stranding.
I think they're gone. What the hell? Didn't mean to grab you so hard.
Hideo Kojima cannot be accused of not doing his own thing when it comes to his first post-Konami game. Death Stranding envisions a post-apocalyptic open world where resource management is key and every step counts. Delivering packages across a largely barren country peppered with humans and BTs, Death Stranding is a walking simulator in the sense that walking is the central mechanic. Planning the safest route to travel from point A to point B is absorbing, but the act of getting there can be frustrating. Death Stranding's uniqueness is both the game's greatest strength and the thing that ensures it's not for everyone. Number 3.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I am not familiar with this one.
Kojima, big name in this household. Silent Hill is just it's crazy. We've got them all. I was really excited about this because of Norman Reedus, Kojima teaming up, and basically you're like an Amazon delivery guy. And not that there's anything wrong with that. Believe me. I mean, God bless you, but basically you deliver these packages and they stack like 10 high. You're walking around. It's a walking simulator, and yeah, I'm sorry, I have to pass on that one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't strike me with what I was seeing there, so but I have no actual experience with it to know. Let's see where we go next.
Yes.
Cyberpunk 2077.
I think we know
Sometimes
somebody
the
that
line
loves this
separating
game.
fans from
We
haters
do.
is pretty simple. A person's mileage with Cyberpunk 2077 will depend almost entirely on their system of choice. On PC and 9th gen consoles, CD Projekt Red's RPG runs well enough to not hamper the game's strong story, NPCs, and world building. The gameplay, while nothing too special, is also generally serviceable. For the PS4 and Xbox One versions, Microsoft and Sony started to issue full refunds as Cyberpunk 2077 was just
Wow.
that buggy. The RPG was even pulled from the PlayStation Store. Buying a game and then finding it is barely playable seems like an understandable reason to be upset.
Still don't believe you were there. But what the
Huh.
Yeah.
I have no experience with this game.
Nor do I. We do not have it yet. We're actually waiting for the scalpers to ease up on the PS5s so that we can actually buy one in the store and get a next gen console to run it. Dave, you had mentioned we do know somebody who is really into this game, and she's good at it. And I wish she was here because she'd have excellent commentary. I've never played it. I love the idea, however, that Keanu Reeves is involved, because it always had that kind of feel like, well, maybe this is like Johnny Mnemonic. If you squint, it might be like kind of sequelish territory. I don't know. But I do like that whole cyberpunk feel. It looks like something I dig, but never played. Can't tell you.
Yeah, I don't really know much about it, so I can't even say if I would even lean one way or the other.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Man,
All
I
right.
am out of touch here.
No, man, you and me both. I mean,
Let's see what's
I
next.
guess it's we're out of touch. Yeah.
Hell, only a real fan can know something like that.
Number 2, Fortnite. Ever since releasing its Battle Royale mode in 2017, Fortnite has been one of the biggest games in the world. With an unbeatable price tag, accessible but not shallow gameplay, stylistic visuals, and all of the skins in the world, Epic's release is great as an entry-level game while still offering something for more seasoned players. As much success as Fortnite has seen, naturally, not everyone is a fan. For some, the graphics are too cartoony, the gameplay repetitive, and the community off-putting. Fortnite's popularity makes it somewhat difficult to ignore.
Okay, I know very little about this one, other than it appears you got to be about 13 to play it. Um, at least that is what the community appears to be.
And the 13-year-olds would routinely wipe the floor with me. So,
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it kind of
uh,
reminded me of a game we used to play, which I think is a great game, Team Fortress. You remember that?
yeah, yeah. I don't have
That
an
was
issue
awesome. And
with
that
this
was kind of
game.
cartoony, but not
Yeah,
over the top cartoony like this is. Um,
I
but
don't know.
yeah,
That
what do
was
I know?
fairly cartoony.
Yep, yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
was, but it was fun. Um,
See, I don't think I would have an issue per se with the game. I remember I did actually try it one time.
that's
I,
once
I
more than I have.
it was I can't remember if it was on the Xbox or something, where it was
Okay,
like a free download to try or something.
okay, okay.
And I remember trying for a little bit and just being like, I don't really know what I'm doing here. But it was the community that just, it's a
Sunk
bunch
it
of
for you.
13-year-old boys that are being their racist, racist, chauvinistic, trying to,
So
out.
yeah, so all the things you don't want in your entertainment.
Yeah,
Yeah, all right, okay.
yeah. It
Yeah,
was a bunch of internet warrior 13-year-olds.
yeah. Next.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I'm not into
again,
that. I mean,
and if you actually saw the game, it looked like it would be fun if you had your own group just kind of playing. Like if we just had a group that played together,
right.
then it might be fun. But I don't know how realistic that is.
Dave, I didn't you bring up the idea that when right with Call of Duty, actually, the idea that the first offerings, first, I don't know, between first three, maybe five, they actually had a story mode where you could play with yourself. and and you know what, I miss that, because I think that that's an important factor in these games. I don't know why a lot of companies ignore that altogether these days, and they go right for the online
Yeah.
13-year-old market. I mean, but it don't, hey, it is what it is. I mean, even Doom and Quake and um, you know, they all had a individual story mode, if you will. Sure, it's open fire, but but
Yeah.
at the same time, I miss that.
That's the thing, is I always liked the single player games that maybe had a multiplayer option that
Yeah,
felt like it was adding to it.
yeah, absolutely.
Anymore, it seems like it's built for multiplayer
Yeah,
with
it's the
a
other way around.
we'll throw some single player thing maybe on the side,
Yeah,
and that just doesn't work for me. Because for one, I don't feel like dealing with a lot of the toxicity that's out there.
yeah. Maybe I don't want to see people or to talk to
Uh,
them.
And I want to be able to just kind of progress at my own pace.
Yeah, imagine that. You want to enjoy the game. How dare you? Yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, I've never played it, but it's not my bag, baby. No.
Wow, we are sounding old here.
Holy crap. Jesus. You know what's good? Parcheesi. Chinese
Now that's a game.
mastermind. So
Okay.
let's see what else we can feel young and spry with.
Yes.
Hello, youth.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Deadly Premonition, because this game is simultaneously awful and amazing.
Don't know that one.
Could you tell me why the FBI is so interested
I like
in
the
a small-town
description.
homicide?
Yeah.
Let's just say it's a personal interest in killers of young women. I'm always looking for new sample cases to help me with my profiling.
Star Fox Adventures, because this is a good game, but a terrible Star Fox game.
Haven't you finished that translator yet?
It's nearly ready, Fox. I just need a bit more time.
Never played any of them.
Fable 3, because it strips away too many elements that made its predecessor so memorable.
Fable 2 is great.
That's what
Destiny,
I hear. I never played
because
that one.
Bungie needed years to maximize Destiny's potential.
Wisely. Back out into the dark, Hunter.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have
There
the
you
option
go.
to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into
So
your
it's a
settings and
multi-purpose spell,
switch on
Dave? I
notifications.
never knew that.
Yes, it is.
Number 1, The Last of Us Part 2. If nothing else, Naughty Dog's sequel to 2013's The Last of Us knows how to get a reaction. The Last of Us Part 2 story is the biggest point of contention and will make or break the experience for most people. The game takes plenty of huge risks not only in its story beats, but the overall narrative structure, crafting a bleak tale with very little in the way of light moments.
Yes, I believe, and I believe, 'cause I can see.
The Last of Us Part 2 is an award-winning and beloved game that was review-bombed on Metacritic, a narrative epic with a story that can completely turn off even the biggest fans of the first game.
Good night, kiddo.
In the mood for more awesome games.
Okay, I played the first game, but the second game didn't come out on the console version that I had. I think you needed a 4, I believe, for that one.
Okay. As it turns out, I as you know, I love story-driven games. Last of Us, great, but I gotta be honest, it's like one for me. It's a rage quit game because I can't use the damn controls. And it drives me batty. And I'll be like, no, Joel, that's not what you're supposed to do. Anyway, but that was for part 1. The story was amazing. I watched my kids play it. It was just really, wonderful. I'm not going to tell you the story for number 2. That's spoilers and therefore against my religion. But this commentator is not wrong. Something happens. It's going to, in my humble opinion, a tremendous misstep. So, but that's me.
Oh.
And I've never played it. I just know the story. So
I am glad. I will stop at the first one with that. I loved.
You might love it.
That first one. Well, I loved the story and I loved everything about that.
Oh yeah.
If they screwed up something with the story, then I'm not gonna like that part.
You know what? This is a spoiler. This is a spoiler-free zone.
So,
sorry.
Before we get too much further,
yes,
you have a list that I am curious about.
Yes, I do. And actually, that was on the list. The Last of Us. These are games that you either love or hate. But since it's my list, I hate them. Donkey Kong. That's right. Donkey Kong. Friggin' Mario drives me nuts. He jumps when I don't want him to jump. And that goes for not just Donkey Kong, but for every incarnation. Every time that he or Luigi go up against Wario. Kills me.
Wow.
God of War.
Before we get too much further.
Yep.
Donkey Kong, you've pushed it too far. It's over.
I mean, could you
now,
play it?
I sucked at the
play
game, but I always enjoy it.
It drove me nuts. Nuts.
I'm sorry. I'll let you get back to your Gears of War. I don't know anything about that game.
No, I don't either. This is God of War.
Oh,
and,
sorry.
First of all, a tremendously beautiful game. Beautiful. It's a boss rush. And it's and again, it comes back to controls. I think it really and truly what it comes back to is my age and my inability to use the buttons as I once was able to. I don't know. Speaking of great games that are beautiful, that I can't play because of controls, I'm looking at you, Assassin's Creed. Enzio, I love you, but I can't control you worth a damn. and therefore, Dave, you ever play any Assassin's Creed?
Assassin's Creed, that's an interesting one. Here is my history with Assassin's Creed, and I've played a couple different versions of it.
Gotcha.
Load the game up, start playing. Oh my God, this is great. I love this.
Yes.
And then, about a half hour later, maybe an hour later, we'll give them an hour.
Sure. No,
oh my God. I have to do this again. It's all the same stuff over and over and over.
Enzio's storyline was wonderful. It was absolutely beautiful. When I dropped, I'm sorry, dropped is not the right word. Through the controller. I was in a cathedral, and all I had to do was jump onto the chandelier, and then jump to another, and another, and every time, I'd stand, and he'd turn for no reason, and he'd jump off the chandelier to the floor. I'm sorry, I could not abide, and it was gone. And then my last one on the list is, and this one I really need to reinvestigate. Witcher 3. I think it's my own fault. I got pissed off in the tutorial. Here's why, Dave. Because the guy won't stop fighting, and I'm like, why? What? This is a tutorial. Why am I having such a hard time? And I'm talking to my middle child, and she's beat this 6 or 7 times. She loves it. I said, I don't get it. I can't get on the tutorial. And she says, all you have to do is put your sword away. And I went, what? So if you want to get out of the tutorial in Witcher, put your sword away. Learn from my mistakes.
I thought they actually tell you that.
I didn't. Did you really? You see, I'm also deaf. Damn it. Well, that's depressing.
Witcher 3 is one of the best games I have ever played.
I was like, I can't control him. Dude.
Now,
maybe I am wrong for all these ones on this list of mine. But yeah, Kat she loves Witcher, and it's a beautiful game, and I could not get past the damn tutorial.
Okay, now I do not play as much in terms of other games or any games really as I used to. So this time frame will not match up to. There's going to be people out there who are going to be like, "Oh my god, that's all you've played this game?" I have played 95. This is on Steam. 95.9 hours of playtime on that game, which I know probably is so morphed by others in terms of their amount they've played games. It ranks ninth, I think. Yeah, it looks like ninth in my Steam hours of played.
Gotcha.
Fallout 4, I have 98 hours on. GTA 5, 142. Skyrim, 164. But again, these numbers are on anything that's my daughter's also played, are morphed by the numbers of hours she has. Like with Skyrim, it's insane. But
oh god, yes. I live with people who have spent a lot of time in Skyrim.
If I was 30 years younger now, I'd probably have many, many more hours. But I also probably wouldn't have the same number of games on my list.
That would make a good our 15 minutes. What's on our Steam list? Actually, that's not true. It would be interesting to listen what's on your Steam list. Mine's kind of boring these days. Yeah.
Well, it depends on what you're looking at. You can look at your overall lifetime hours on the different games.
That's kind of cool. Goodness
That's
gracious.
I look at that once in a while. I am so... I think I've only gotten 20 achievements or something on that one on Witcher 3. Just because it took me a while to start playing it.
Okay.
Because I didn't get it right away. Because I tried Witcher 2. I think I got like a deal where I got Witcher 2 and Witcher 3.
Right.
I started doing Witcher 2. I hated it. Hated the controls. The controls did not make sense.
Gotcha.
And somebody made a comment like, "Oh, it's the same in Witcher 3." And I thought, "Oh, crap." But then I kept hearing how good the game was. But I'm like, I don't think I can do it. And then someone else was like, "Oh, no, they changed the controls. It's not the same as what it was. So I went and tried it and said, "Oh, it's a little bit better than."
See, I got to get back into it because my middle child's like, you do not know what you're missing.
It is an amazing story.
Beautiful.
The story is great. The gameplay is. It's also nice in that you have options. There are
cool.
different ways you can go with different parts of the storyline, and it just changes how parts of the game play.
Cool. Very cool. You know what? I think you and Kat have talked me back into Witcher. I might have to take that one off the list. We'll see. I think Master Yoda was right when he taught people, or at least Jedi, the concept of patience. I think that's what I need to rely on. I must meditate on this.
I definitely will echo what she's told you. Try it. Try it again.
Good.
You will like this game.
Excellent. Most excellent. Thank you. You know what? I'm looking forward to. I'd like to take. There's too much hate in the world, Dave, and if we can turn one of these into a love, that's a beautiful thing.
And there's one choice that I know what you're going to make if you get that far in the game. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, damn, Dave. Now I have to play
it. Great. Okay, we should probably wrap this up. We've been talking for a little while.
It's been a while.
So thank you guys, whoever has made it this far. If you've made it this far,
thank you.
Leave us a like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know you made it this far.
If you're not too exhausted.
Tell us what game we were just talking about down in the comments if you've made it this far. So, as always, be good to each other.
Please do. Stay healthy. And safe.
Excellent. And as always, keep your eyes to the sky because you never know what you may see. There might be that next game you love or hate out there somewhere.
This is true. And your ear to the ground because some of these games have lovely soundtracks.
And you can only hear them on the ground.
Exactly. Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Peace and power.